Hey, this is Captain Paul. Welcome to another edition of Texas Fishing Tips. This is Fish Finder Guide Service. We are going to start out today in Nighthawk Bay. We got another little front coming. We got some southeast wind building up to it. So we're going to be looking behind all of these islands right here on the back side, on the windward side. We're going to be parking our boat in about 2 foot of water, jumping out and wading these shorelines back here. I like throwing paddle tails, like anything in a pumpkin seed or a chartreuse with paddle tail on it. You know, you can use pumpkin seed with chartreuse tail. You can use the electric chicken. You can use just chartreuse, the whole thing. You can use like red with a white tail, the old school meat and potatoes. Any of those type of paddle tail lures. Down south, H&H, Cocoa, power baits, pretty much anything you can find that has a paddle tail on it, using like about a 1/8 ounce jig head to a 1/4 ounce jig head, and kind of just slow rolling it through the water and popping when you start hanging up on a little bit of stuff. Most of the backs of these islands have like nice little sand troughs and stuff that you're not going to be hooking a bunch of grass, but there is grass here and there. But behind those islands, there are some reds to be caught. Out here, further in the middle, this zone here, you can do a little bit of drift fishing using corks and shrimp, especially with the tide being a little higher coming back from the land. I always recommend once you drift across it to run back around and then drift again, not just go right back upwind of yourself in your boat, kind of hurting your own self by doing stuff like that. But anyway, that area there has a few speckled trout and some scattered reds out deep. So you guys look in that part of Nighthawk, back sides of the spoils for reds, and out in the middle drifting with shrimp and corks for trout. All right, moving right along. We're going to come down the intercoastal past Bird Island Basin a little bit. And we're going to be looking at this big spoil island right here. It is mostly underwater. There are some parts of it that poke out, but not much. There's some pilings there. There's all kinds of structure around there. There's a nice trough that runs in front of it on the intercoastal side. And what I've been doing is I will get on my trolling motor and I go in front of the island or in front of the submerged island, but enough where I can throw shrimp and cork up to where the grass meets the drop off. And I'm just kind of working my way, going down it with my trolling motor on like 2, going real slow, throwing way out in front of ourselves, working it, pick them up. Once we get past them, throw back out, working it. And we're looking for trout and redfish and some flounder, all on that grass drop right there, right where the sand meets the grass. There's a nice trough there. You're going to come off the intercoastal about 30 yards. You're going to be able to see a nice 70 yards of sand, and you'll see where a hard grass line where that underwater island is, and you're going to be throwing still in the sand, but up to that grass line. And those fish are patrolling up and down that grass line looking for some food. So that area right there has been working out pretty well for trout, reds, and flounder. Now, if you come on down a little bit further, you're going to come to the Yellow Cabin Island, which is this island here. Has a bunch of yellow cabins on it. We just call it yellow. A couple of yellow cabins, and maybe one other colored one. There's a trough that kind of makes a bow like that in there. You can do the same thing. You can get on your trolling motor, get your trolling motor on 1 or 2, kind of go down. You know, you're not in the intercoastal. You have to jump the intercoastal bar, and you're in a trough. You're going to go down the trough, and you're throwing back up towards this little drop where the grass meets the sand. It's going to be the same setup there. I haven't caught a flounder there yet. I know they're probably there, but reds and trout right in there. But we have caught a couple of flounders in this area, and I know the flounders are probably here too in front of that one. I just have not caught one there. Same thing, shrimp and cork. Shrimp's going to be on about a 15-inch drop with a number 4 Kell hook or a number 3 Kell hook. I'm still, I'm still using the Four Horsemen corks. I haven't found anything better. I think they're one of the best corks made. So you guys can look into those. I know they sell them on Amazon, some at Walmart. Anyway, Four Horsemen corks and 15-inch leader with a number 3 or 4 tail hook with a live shrimp. All right, let's talk about wade fishing a little bit. From this point to up before you get to where the gas line goes to the shoreline right there, that area right in there, we're gonna talk about using some corkies. I like Dayglow. Of course, I love that one. I love the all plum one. I love the pink ice one. Any of those corkies. I use the fat boys. I don't like the skinny ones. I like the fat boys. You're going to park our boats. I'm going to get out and wade anywhere from knee to crotch deep. We're going to wade this area right in here off the shore. We're going to be throwing those corkies. And a lot of people don't know, but the way you work a corky is very similar to the way you work a topwater. You're just working it under the water. So you would throw it over there. If you are in 2 foot of water, you count 1,000,001, 1,000,002, and then you go twitch, 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 twitch with your rod tip, and you stop. You reel up the slack, and you do it again. The same way you work a topwater on top. When you throw a topwater over there, when it hits, you wait a couple of seconds till all the rings kind of go out from it, and then you go, you move it, you walk into dog, left, right, and you freeze. Left, right, you freeze. Typically, when you go twitch, 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 you stop. Right when you go to twitch it again, they'll nail it. We're looking for big girls through here. Nice big trout all along this edge of this shoreline from the pipeline, which this right here is the pipeline. It runs all the way. You can see a bunch of big signs and junk. Don't go over to it. Don't run your boat over to it. There's stuff in the water there that you can knock your lower unit off on. Guys who are experienced that run to Baffin on that shoreline in the winter know how to go around that. If you're not experienced and you don't run your boat to Baffin on that shoreline in the winter, don't run over it. You will tear your lower unit off. So stay on the north side of the pipeline. Work from the pipeline back to this point right here. I'm not telling you there aren't trout in here. This just gets to be a lot broader sand in here, and you got to work a lot further out. It's a little bit more difficult than fishing right in here on this edge right here. That trough right there will have some really, really, really nice trout. Maybe some wall hangers here and there. But I'm working corkies through there. I'm working them just like I work a topwater on top, except for it's inside the water, suspended, closer to the bottom. But good luck, guys. Y'all have a great week. Don't fight with nobody on the water. Be courteous. Go around. Run around your fishing spots. Don't run through the middle of them. And just kind of watch out for each other and catch a bunch of fish. Till next time, this is Captain Paul Brawley with Fish Finder Guide Service and Texas Fishing Tips.